What's up everybody, my name is the Bugby and today I'm going to be going over the best primary weapons for each starfighter in Star Wars Squadrons. For each ship I'm going to be making a primary recommendation and a secondary recommendation for the weapons I believe to be the best. Of course, since this is my personal opinion, I made a spreadsheet highlighting the stats of all the primary weapons in Star Wars Squadrons. This spreadsheet will be available for you guys in the description and in the pinned comment below. We're going to start off with the New Republic and subsequently the X-Wing. My primary recommendation actually is the Plasburst Laser Cannon. You may be surprised, but let me explain. The Plasburst Laser Cannon does a whopping 882 damage every time you hit a ship when firing fully charged. Due to its high burst, you only need to land a few shots to destroy an enemy starfighter. And at first glance, you would think you need great aim to get kills with the Plasburst because you only have one chance to land your shot. But actually, you don't need that great aim. When your crosshair is turned red, you have a guaranteed hit. And unlike the X-Wing's other weapons, you don't need to have your crosshair red for a long time. You only need it red long enough for you to let go of that trigger. There's no need to be accurate for a long time. You don't need to land volleys after volleys. You just need to land a couple shots. It's also extremely satisfying when you get those nice one-shots on low health targets. The Plasburst's major downside is the fact that it has a short range at 600 meters, which is not really the greatest. So if that's not your forte, you can try out my secondary recommendation, and that's the standard laser, due to it being a good all-around weapon with 450 DPS, 182 ammo, and it has a decent firing rate at 7.5 shots a second. It's not the greatest primary weapon, but it's reliable and doesn't exactly lack in any of the stats. Moving on to the Y-Wing, my primary recommendation is none other than the heavy rotary cannon. It has 566.7 DPS, 600 shots, and it shoots at an incredible 16.7 shots a second. The heavy rotary cannon can put out significantly more damage than the Y-Wing's other weapons, and it has 600 shots. You're never really going to need to worry about missing a couple shots here or there because you're not going to run out of ammo. The only downside is the 1 second windup, but without it, the rotary cannon would just be way too powerful. They kind of had to do it to tone it down a bit. My secondary recommendation for the Y-Wing is the ion cannon. This is because the rotary cannon is so powerful, the only reason you wouldn't be running it is if you need an ion weapon in your squad. My primary recommendation for the A-Wing is once again the Plasburst Laser Cannon, for pretty much the same reasons as the X-Wing. However, I feel the A-Wing is suited a bit better for the Plasburst compared to the X-Wing. They're quicker and can get into that short 600 meter range significantly faster than the X-Wing can, allowing you to not be punished as often for that short 600 meter range. My primary recommendation for the U-Wing is none other than the Grihil Auto-Aim Cannon. It does not do a ton of damage, but you're on support, so that's not really your job anyways. You want to get that job done efficiently so you have time to worry about your gung-ho teammates. My secondary recommendation for the U-Wing is, well, you guessed it, the standard laser cannon, because it's just a decent all-around weapon. When we switch over to the Empire, things don't really change all that much. For the TIE Fighter, my primary recommendation would once again be that Plasburst laser cannon. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just really like it. And for the TIE Fighter's secondary recommendation, I'm going to go with the standard lasers. The TIE Fighter's standard lasers actually puts out 29.9 DPS more than the X-Wings. This is of course due to balancing, but nice to know. My primary recommendation for the TIE Bomber is what I consider to be the single best weapon in all of Star Wars Squadrons. In case you didn't know, it's the rotary cannon. It comes in at 766.7 DPS, that same 600 ammo count, the same 16.7 shots a second. It puts out so much damage. The 1 second wind-up time doesn't really matter because you're going to be shredding through your targets so fast and you're not going to be running out of ammo. Similarly to the Y-Wing secondary recommendation, I'm going to have to go with the ion cannon, because the only reason you shouldn't be running the rotary cannon is if your team severely needs an ion cannon. Besides that, run the rotary cannon, it won't let you down. That gun is absolutely amazing. Moving on to the TIE Interceptor. At this point, you're probably tired of me preaching about the Plasburst laser cannon, so for this one, I'll actually put it as a secondary recommendation. That means coming in at number 1 is the standard laser cannon. The TIE Interceptor's standard laser cannon has 681.8 DPS, which is absolutely incredible when you think about it. Compared to the TIE Fighter, that's about 200 extra DPS. That's a lot of damage. The TIE Interceptor definitely has the best standard laser cannon in the game. So that leaves my Plasburst laser cannon at my secondary recommendation. Last but certainly not least, we have the TIE Reaper. For pretty much the same reasons as the U-Wing, I'd say go with the guided laser cannon. 211.2 DPS, not great, but they're almost all guaranteed to hit, so might as well. Pretty good for farming the AI, because you won't really have to worry about aiming, you can focus on your teammates' health and all sorts of other stuff you gotta worry about when you're playing support. That leaves the secondary recommendation for the TIE Reaper to be the unsurprising standard laser cannon. There's 3 weapons I absolutely recommend in this game: the rotary cannon, the standard laser, and that plasburst laser cannon. Those are my 3 go-tos for all of you. If you want the short rundown, that's basically it. Those are the 3 weapons I recommend. Of course, these are just my opinions. I made a large spreadsheet with every single primary weapon in the game to help you guys decide which weapons are right for you. Please leave a comment down below saying what you believe to be the best primary weapons in Star Wars Squadrons, and as usual, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!